is where you are right now. I just want to say good morning and welcome to this English lesson about exercise. I am just in my normal classroom. I hope that you weren't hoping that I would be in an actual gym. When I think about it, I could have done that. We do have a small gym at our school, but I didn't really think of it. So this is just going to be a normal English lesson where I'm going to talk about, let me just check something here. Here we go. Where I'm just going to talk about normal, just in my normal classroom workout things. Sorry, I'm just checking the audio there. We are going to talk about exercise today. I'm not sure if all of you exercise. I know that I exercise quite regularly, but today I thought it would be a good idea to talk about some English words and phrases having to do with exercise. I want to say good morning again to Todd and Dave, who are here to help moderate the chat. They are very, very helpful, and I'm thankful that they are able to help. Let's keep the chat English only, as always. And let's make sure that if you have questions, you use the form that either Todd or Dave will link. But let's get started. Let's talk about the action of working out so that you can be fit. So in English, when you are someone who works out, when you are someone that likes to do exercise, we usually say that you are fit. In English, I would say that I try to be fit. When you are fit, you have a high level of fitness. When you are fit, you are healthy. When you are fit, you are not overweight. So a lot of people in North America and around the world exercise so that they can be fit. There's another word for it too, or another phrase. Sometimes we say that we like to be in shape. When someone is in shape, it means that they have a very flat stomach. They have a little bit of muscle on them. Fit you are. And they are just in shape. So if I was to say I am fit or I am in shape, it means that I am someone who likes to exercise. Sometimes you will have a job that allows you to be in shape or to be fit. Maybe you are a construction worker. Maybe you have to lift heavy things all day and you have really big muscles. So you can also be in shape if you are someone who has a job where you have to do physical labor. So two ways to say it. You can say that you are fit, or you can say that you are in shape. Both are acceptable ways to say that you are just someone who is very healthy and who likes to exercise. So I talked about muscles a bit. You can also say or refer to someone as being toned. We refer to it as muscle tone, but you can say that this person here, his muscles are quite toned, okay? So when your muscles are toned, you can see the muscles. You can see the muscle. I don't have as much muscle tone as this guy does. But when you are in shape, when you are fit, you often have a lot of muscle tone, okay? So you have built your muscles and you are looking fit and toned. We also would say that someone who likes to exercise, we could also say that he or she works out, okay? So a lot of times people will say, I'm going to go to the gym today. I need to go and work out. So it's the word work, but it doesn't refer to work when we say works out. It refers to exercise, okay? So there are people who like to go and work out, and that is something that you do at the gym. So again, we're doing a little lesson here today on exercise. I want to welcome the 340 people watching. If you're new here, don't forget to click that red subscribe button, and a thumbs up is always welcome when you're watching my videos. So we just started the lesson. I'm going to do the first round of questions right now. Remember, whoa, there's a lot of questions. There are 25 questions already. And I'll try to get through them as quickly as possible. I'll do a few right now. Vitaly Smirnov says, hello, Teacher Bob. How do you exercise? It's a very nice time for the stream, last hour of work, so I can enjoy the lesson and go to the gym afterwards. So there's two things I do to exercise. One is I go and I go for a walk every day. And then I also have this little thing that lets me go to the gym. I will be honest though, I have been walking a lot. I haven't been to the gym lately. I need to make sure I start going again. And then Vitaly has a follow-up question. Is it common to go to the gym in Canada? Many people do have gym memberships, Vitaly. I'm not sure how many, what the percentage of Canadians that do. Gaga says, when you go for a walk, taking him along is the best option. Look at what he will do and enjoy the scenery around you. Oh, you might be talking about Oscar, my dog, possibly. I usually, though, walk along the side of the road, Gaga, for exercise. So I don't take Oscar with me. Let's see here. Deek Shanch, good morning, Deek Shanch. Says, food cravings are one of the biggest obstacles no matter what your fitness goal is. How can we resist or control them? I find that when I go for a walk or when I do work out or when I exercise, afterwards, I usually am less hungry. I'm usually more thirsty. Yes, Gaga, I think I understood that you were saying when I go for my walk, I should take Oscar with me. So Deek Shanch, one way to avoid food cravings is actually, for me, is just exercise. It's very, very helpful. Let's see here. Next question, and then we'll get back to the lesson. Frankie from Hong Kong. Hi, Bob. What kind of activity you would try if you knew you couldn't fail? I would always dream of being a hockey player. I was not a great hockey player, but if there was an activity that I could choose, if I could go back in time and become a professional athlete in any sport, I would have become a hockey player for sure. Let's see here. And then Yerix says, hi, best Canadian YouTuber teacher Bob. Thank you, Yerix. How often do you do sports? So I do not play sports anymore, but I used to play something called floor hockey. I used to play soccer or football, as most of you call it, when I was younger. So anyways, let's get back to the lesson. Again, either Dave or Todd will share the link. I'll try to get through the questions, but there are a ton of them. So we simply refer to the place where we go to exercise as the gym. When you go to the gym, they will have all of the things that you need to exercise, okay? And there are many, many gyms in Canada. I think especially because we have winter and it's difficult to exercise in the winter. You can go outside and cross-country ski, but it's hard to go for a run outside and it's hard to go for a bike ride. So many people will go to a gym, and in order to do that, they will have a gym membership, okay? So a gym membership is when you pay, you usually get a little card, and then you can go and use the gym. Some people live in apartment buildings where they have a gym in the apartment building, and it's part of your rent for your apartment. And some people have what we call a home gym. Really, really rich people sometimes have a home gym. So they have a room at home where they have all of their exercise equipment. Let's talk about how we talk about it. We say things like, I am going to go exercise, or I try to exercise every day. This is the general English word for exercise, okay? I like to exercise. The way I exercise is by going for a walk. So we call it exercise. A little more of an informal way to say it is you can say that you go to the gym, but you can also hit the gym. Like, oh, I'm gonna hit the gym later today and lift some weights, okay? So this is a kind of an informal way to say that you are going to the gym. Later today, I'm going to hit the gym. I'm going to hit the gym, I'm gonna lift some weights, and I'm gonna do a little bit of cardio. I'll talk about what that is in a minute. When you go to the gym, we simply say that you are going to work out, okay? So again, today, I said it 3 different ways. You can say, later today, I'm going to go exercise, I'm going to go work out, I'm going to hit the gym, I'm going to go to the gym. Those would all be ways to talk about getting a little bit of exercise. I do want to mention though that we are doing the topic of exercise, but I am mostly talking about indoor exercise, okay? The kind of exercise that you would do in the winter in Canada at a gym, okay? I'm not going to talk about sports. Pretty sure I did a lesson on sports about a year ago. You can look that one up on my channel somewhere, but today I'm going to stay with just talking about sport. I do want to say good morning to the people in the chat, though. I see Melody and Max Hart are saying hi, and there's a few other people. And I see some people practicing the phrases. That's great. Yeah, let's hit the gym. I hope you all hit the gym later today to work out a little bit. Before you actually exercise, though, it's important to do a little bit of stretching. So this lady is stretching, you know, she's getting her muscles loosened up a bit. And it's good to do a little bit of a warm-up. When I go for a walk, I usually walk slow for about 5 minutes, and then I walk really fast after that, okay? And I walk slow just so that I have a bit of a warm-up. And I usually stretch after I walk. So I usually do a little warm-up, I walk slow, and then I walk really fast. And then when I'm done my walk, I walk a little bit slow again, the last 5 minutes, and then I do a bit of stretching. After that, there are a few kinds of things that people do. One thing we refer to is strength training. So strength training is anytime you lift weights, okay? So anytime that you are at the gym and you are lifting weights, we refer to that as strength training, okay? So these people are doing some strength training as opposed to running or cycling, okay? So they're lifting weights. I should do some questions, shouldn't I? Let me do that. I let that go for a bit too long. Let's see here. Let's see. Next one is Hogan from China says, good morning, Teacher Bob. Could you tell me how to praise a boy or a man or a woman who has a great and strong body? You would just say they're fit. You would say, oh, that guy is in great shape, okay? That person is really fit. That person has a lot of muscle tone. Although I should say that in English, we don't often talk publicly about other people's bodies, okay? So you wouldn't in a conversation necessarily say that. It's considered a little bit rude. If I saw a person and I said to them, wow, you're in great shape, that's probably okay. If I said you have great muscle tone, that might be a little too private for them. So let's see here. Renata, we do not have Nightbot as a moderator on here, okay? Just so you know. But we might at some point start using a bot as a moderator because the number of people is getting higher and higher. Like there's 512 right now. So at some point, we will look into that. Let me clean up my questions here and I will do a few more. Let's see here. Yerix has the question, how are you today? What are your favorite activities? Walking is my favorite activity. Let's see here. Next question from Lala La Charmante. Hi, Mr. Bob. We are so excited today. I challenge Shen to be the first to read their comment. Yeah, that's awesome. It's great that there are so many comments coming in. I'm going to do a few really quick here. Simeon says, hi, Bob. Greetings from Serbia. Hello to you. Let's see here. Flavio. So this isn't really a workout question, but it's related. Flavio says, hey Bob, good morning. Can you help me with the pronunciation of the word iron? Thanks. So sometimes when people are strength training or lifting weights, we say they're pumping iron, okay? So when you're pumping iron, you have like a dumbbell or a barbell and you are lifting weights. So you're pumping iron. Iron's difficult to say, and different English speakers say it slightly different. Yerik's asking about what do you do to maintain daily activity? I just find time to walk every day as much as I can. Let's see here. And then Yerik's again, question is, what exercises do you usually do to develop and maintain your muscles? Usually I work on the farm, but I do also sometimes go to the gym. Let's see here. Next question is not fitness related. Let's see. Sasha has the next question. Sasha Shop-Taben, do you go to the gym? Yes. How much is a monthly gym fee in Canada? It's about $50 a month to go to a gym. I usually pay for a whole year, and then it's cheaper. It's about $30 a month. But the average gym in China, the average gym in Canada, I don't live in China. The average gym in Canada is between $30 and $100 per month. Henry from Taiwan. Hi, Bob. What exercise does Teacher Bob's school usually teach during PE classes? Thank you. So PE is physical education. Those are the classes that happen in the gym. So students in Canada learn to play basketball, volleyball, tennis. They actually do a lot of different kinds of fitness workouts. So they do one class did some yoga. So it's a variety because students can take PE or physical education each year for 4 years. So yes, almost anything you can think of, they actually do. Let me see here. It's Frankie's from Hong Kong says, hi Bob, have you ever tried to build your muscle? Do you think your wife would like it if you became really strong? So I made a few corrections to the question there. When I was in college, I did go to the gym and I did lift weights quite a bit, but I don't do that too much anymore. But I have read that as I get older, as I get into my 50s, it's quite important to maintain muscle mass. It's important to make sure that you have muscle. But I have no intention of becoming a weightlifter. So a weightlifter is a person who works out a lot with the intention of being very muscly, okay? So a weightlift, if I was to lift weights, it would simply be so that I would be strong. I wouldn't lift weights in order to look this fit, okay? Nor do I think that's possible for me. But a weightlifter is more of a person who lifts weights almost professionally, like they're really into lifting weights. And we would also call that person a bodybuilder, okay? So the average person, we would not call them a weightlifter or a bodybuilder, okay? We would simply say that they work out. But when you work out to the point where you're starting to get really, really big with lots of muscle, we would say that you are a bodybuilder or that you are a weightlifter. And of course, those people lift weights. So weights are simply anything that you lift in order to increase the amount of muscle that you have, okay? So at the gym, we would say people lift weights, okay? They go to the gym and there are weights. There are what are called barbells and dumbbells. Those are two kinds of weights. I don't have pictures for you. And people would lift those weights. They also might use what we call weight machines. So a weight machine is a machine that allows you, to basically work out and lift weights in a certain direction. And it works just a certain muscle group, okay? So this machine here, I can't actually tell what it is, but I think it's for working out your leg muscles. So this we would call a weight machine. And just a couple ways to refer to it. We would say that people lift weights. We would say that people do weights. Like, do you do weights as part of your workout? Do you lift weights as part of your workout? So that's how we would refer to it. You can see this guy has a few dumbbells here, and he is doing, he's actually working on his leg muscles, but he's holding these with his hands. So we would say that he is doing weights or he is lifting weights. And we also refer to when you do weights or lift weights, there's reps. I'm forgetting the terms all of a sudden. There are, I'll have to think about that. Maybe someone in the comments can tell us. Obviously, Bob the Canadian is forgetting his workout language. But when you do a set and you do repetitions, okay? So you don't just lift a weight once and put it down. You actually lift it 10 or 20 times, put it down, take a break, and then you lift it again. Layla wants to know why Todd doesn't show up. Todd is actually not in the same place as me, but he's also a man of mystery. And Dave is too. Dave is a man of mystery as well. But I am very thankful for both of them because I'm not sure I could do a live lesson. Let's see here. Oh, so do we have Nightbot in here? Maybe we do. I'm not sure. Yeah, well, got to try some things out, don't we? Keep experimenting, Todd and Dave, and see what you can get working. I know that on the back end, I wasn't able to add Nightbot, but maybe you guys can figure out how to get it to work. Anyways, when you go to a place in the gym where all the weights are, we call it a weight room. So often people go to the weight room in order to lift weights or to do weights. You can see this guy here is doing a curl or a bicep curl. So he's lifting the weight this way to work out this muscle. So you go to the weight room. Let me do a couple questions and then we'll pop back to the lesson. Let's see here. Next one. Layla La Charmante says, I think I am in good shape. I do exercises, okay? I play basketball and I go for walks from time to time. Basketball would certainly help get someone in shape. When you play basketball, you do a lot of running. That is certainly a very intense physical activity. Next question from Valerie from Ukraine. Hello, Teacher Bob. Do you visit a swimming pool? Do you visit a swimming pool? How much does it cost for Canadians? So usually it's $1 or $2 to go and use a pool. If there is a pool at your gym, it's usually included in the membership. Hi, English Danny. Good to see you this morning. Welcome to the live lesson. We're talking about exercise today. Let's see here. Next question is from Layla. She says, hi, Mr. Bob. I really don't like very jacked men. So this is kind of an informal way of referring to someone who is very, very muscly. So you would say this guy is jacked, okay? Again, it's very informal. It's almost slang. But when you say that, it means that someone has a lot of muscle. And Layla also has the next question. Bob, do you have a treadmill at home? Yes, I do actually have a treadmill at home. It's in my garage. And if the weather is bad, then I usually walk on the treadmill. And Jen often walks on the treadmill in the winter, for sure. Let me see here. Next question. I have to find it. Okay, here we go. Okay, sorry, little pause there. Jitendra says, hi, Bob, teacher. So, hi, Teacher Bob. That'd be a good way to say it. I'm from India, and I'm glad to have a teacher like you. Could you please tell me the difference between exercise and exercises, okay? So exercise is a general term, like I like to exercise. I think it's important to exercise, but exercises would be like all of the little things that you do in order to become fit. So you might exercise by doing some push-ups, you might do some sit-ups. Those are kinds of exercises, okay? So we use it as a general term, but we also use it as a specific term for certain kinds of exercises that you can do. Let's see here. Okay, Mary, this isn't an exercise question, but Mary says, hi, Bob, please say hello to my husband, Peter. Hi, Peter. He is listening to you right now. He is watching your live for the first time and will be very, very surprised. Thank you very, very much. Well, hi, Peter. Welcome to the live English lesson. I hope that you are learning a lot of English. So the next question is not about exercise. Eduardo Botrel says, hi, Bob. Little correction, who are Todd and Dave? Are they your friends or your relatives? Thanks. Well, they are real people. And I will say they are my friends. I will say they are not necessarily my relatives, but I'm going to leave that as a mystery. So someday you guys will find out who Todd and Dave are, but at this point, we're going to leave them as a mystery. Let's see here. Real quick question from Yusuf. How's it going? What kind of exercise do you do regularly? That's how you would ask that, Yusuf. And I like to walk. That is my favorite. The next one is from Alexa. Alexa says, are you doing any exercises for your eyes? Okay, so I made some corrections there. Are you doing any exercises for your eyes? No, I have not done any eye exercises. I'm sure that would be great. I think when I read, that's good exercise for my eyes. Leila La Charmante says, how many times per week should we exercise? So they say 3 times a week for at least 20 minutes. I exercise 5 times a week for 40 minutes, okay? So I think 3 times a week for 20 minutes is the minimum. You should probably exercise more than that. Okay, let's get back to the lesson. Time is ticking, so it's already almost 8 o'clock. You might, in order to be fit or to stay in shape, take a fitness class. There are many, many kinds of fitness classes at the gym. Sometimes they are included with your gym membership. Sometimes you need to pay extra. At my gym, you can do all kinds of fitness classes. There are cycling classes where you use an exercise bike. There are yoga classes. There are Pilates classes. There are just general fitness classes, but usually at a gym, you can take a fitness class. So these people who were strength training, they're actually in a fitness class. There is an instructor and there are people who are in the class. These people as well, you can see that this person is probably the instructor and everyone behind him is doing the same exercises that he is doing. So you can take a fitness class. This is a cycling class. So this lady is leading the class. And we would also call any exercise that makes your heart rate go up really, really high for a long, long time, we would call it cardio. So any exercise like running or jogging or cycling would be called a cardio workout, okay? As opposed to strength training. So my doctor said that I need to do cardio every week. So when I walk, that's cardio, but that I also need to do strength training, okay? So I do need to do both of these during the week. I mentioned this piece of equipment earlier. It's called an exercise bike. So we have bicycles that we ride outside, but we also have things that are called exercise bikes that you can ride inside in order to mimic riding outside. And English Danny mentioned that we would actually call this is actually a spinning class. Thanks, English Danny. So these people are riding stationary bikes and they have an instructor. We would call this a spinning class. I guess because the wheels spin. That would be my guess as to why we have that. Okay, someone asked earlier if I had a treadmill. So often at the gym, a treadmill is, they will have treadmills. A treadmill is something that you can walk on when the weather outside isn't very nice, or you can run on the treadmill as well, okay? So I have my own treadmill at home, but usually I walk outside. But if it's a really bad storm, if there's a lot of rain or a lot of snow, I usually walk on the treadmill. In terms of, I think this so far is all cardio. When you go for a run or go for a jog, it's definitely considered cardio. So this is a couple of people at the gym and they're running on a track. So a lot of our gyms in Canada will have basketball courts and they'll also have a track where you can walk or run. It's very, very nice to be able to do that. And we see here that these people are going for a walk. Oh, brisk walk. So here's the thing. If you go for a walk and you walk slowly, it's not exercise. But if you go for a brisk walk, it is exercise. So a slow walk is considered a stroll and it's not exercise. But if you walk fast enough that you start to sweat, you would consider that a brisk walk, and that would be considered exercise. Okay, so I walk fast enough that if I was walking with someone, I would have trouble talking to them because I'm breathing so hard, okay? So I do not walk slow at all. I walk really, really fast. I always go for a brisk walk for exercise. And when you start to sweat, we say to break a sweat, okay? So you can see this guy's shirt is wet because he's sweating. It's a little bit gross. He's lifting some really heavy weights. But when you exercise, you often break a sweat. When you break a sweat, like right now, I'm not sweating. If I was to run for 5 minutes, my body would start to sweat. I would have a lot of sweat. I would need to have a shower after I exercise because I would become very, very sweaty. So very common thing to have happen. If you are exercising and you don't break a sweat, it doesn't really count as exercise. Hey, I just want to say hi to the 565 people watching. Thank you so much for being here. Thumbs ups are always appreciated. And if you want to subscribe, there is a red button somewhere around here that you can use to subscribe. We're currently quite a ways through a lesson on exercise. I have a pile of questions and I will not be able to get through them all, but let me answer a few again. Let's see here. Let's see. So Hogan from China says, hi, Teacher Bob. Could you tell me how to praise a girl or a woman who has a well-built body? This is difficult to explain, Hogan, because before you tell someone in English that you think they are in good shape, you want to make sure you know them really well, and it needs to be appropriate, okay? So when my wife, Jen, works out and she is very fit, I could say to her, you're working out and you're in great shape, okay? It's really starting to show that you're in great shape. But because she's my wife and we have private conversations, I can say that. If I knew a girl who was just my friend, it's a little more challenging. We don't often comment directly on other people's bodies in English. Younger people do, obviously, more than older people. But I would say the best thing would be just to say, you look great today, or you look good today. Those would be very safe ways to say it, to just say, you know, you really look good today, or you look great. Kate says, Bob, do you like ice skating? I do, actually. I have a pair of skates, and I love ice skating. I have not been ice skating this year, though. Frankie from Hong Kong says, Bob, have you ever tried skydiving or any kind of extreme sports? No, I have not tried anything extreme at all. I'm not an extreme person. Let's see here. Next question. Vitaly Smirnov says, do the people in Canada use their bicycles to get to work? Like a little workout, especially in the winter. I do ride a bike the whole year in Russia. My friends call me crazy. I actually work with a person. I have a colleague who rides his bike outside year round. So people do obviously do that. Let's see. So guys, I'm not sure the Nightbot is being polite enough for me. So let's make sure that the Nightbot who's in the chat is kind and gentle to people. So not sure the Nightbot should be asking, what were you thinking? I don't want to offend people during the chat. So let's see, Q Mike. Let's see, next one. What is the difference between exercise, physical activity, and fitness? Thanks a lot for your answer. Take care. So fitness is just a general term, okay? So when you say someone's really into fitness, it means that they like working out. When you say that someone does physical activity, it can either be exercise or work. And let's see here. And exercise is, again, just a general term, okay? So Todd and Dave, maybe let's turn the Nightbot off if you guys have control of it. And we'll figure out how to make Nightbot more polite in the future. Unless you didn't invite Nightbot, but I'm pretty sure that you guys did. Anyways, let's see here. This is a funny question from Leila La Charmante. Do you do push-ups or pull-ups? So push-ups are when you go on the ground like this, and pull-ups are when you do this. We call them chin-ups as well. This is your chin. I do push-ups, but I can't do pull-ups anymore. I weigh too much to be able to pull my body weight up. Next question, Valerie says, do your children do push-ups? Yes, I have a couple kids who are quite fit and they love working out. Let me clean up the questions here. Let's see. The next question is from Lucas. Hi, Bob. Are there in Canada bodybuilders like Arnold Schwarzenegger? Are there competitions or something like that? Thank you. Yes, there definitely are. Definitely bodybuilding competitions in Canada for sure. The gym I go to, there are a couple of people there who look like they might be bodybuilders. But anyways, Valerie says, do you do yoga? I don't. I should, because I'm getting old and it's getting harder to move and be agile right now. So agility is your ability to move fast and precisely. Alejandra says, I'd like to know the difference between running and jogging. Jogging is the same as running for the most part, and it's just an older word, okay? Most people who like to go running just say that they like to go running, or they say, oh, I'm a runner. The word jogging, I think, is from a few years ago. In the 1980s and 90s, maybe we said jogging a little more. Right now, people just say that they like to go running. Let me go back to the lesson though, so that we can fit it in. Rich people, okay, maybe not rich people, people that have extra money can hire a personal trainer. So a personal trainer is someone that meets you at the gym and they help you work out. Okay, so they teach you how to do the exercises correctly, and they do things to motivate you to exercise. This lady, this personal trainer is smiling while this lady works out. Some personal trainers are a little more forceful than that. They yell like, you can do it, go, go, lift that weight. But if you have money, you can hire a personal trainer. Many people will buy activewear or workout gear. So this girl has shoes and pants and a sweater or a sweatshirt, or we would just call it workout gear. So we buy special clothes in order to work out. I have special warm-up clothing that I wear when it's really cold outside. But many people who work out will buy, special shoes for the gym. They won't wear their regular shoes, but they will definitely have activewear or they will have workout gear. Some people watch workout videos. So on YouTube, if you can't afford a personal trainer, you can always just find some workout videos, either on a DVD, but mostly these days people watch workout videos on YouTube and they follow along, okay? So that means that they do whatever the instructor does. So they follow along the whatever workout video they are watching. We sometimes call them exercise videos, but generally we call them workout videos, okay? This one says, for your fitness, popular, well, I don't know. I wear one of these, and it's called a fitness tracker. Mine is called a Fitbit. A fitness tracker is a relatively new thing. It's something that you wear that tracks your steps each day and your heart rate and other activity, okay? So a fitness tracker is something that many people wear so that they know how much activity they have gotten in the day and how much activity they need to have in the day. So they use a fitness tracker in order to know how many steps they've done. Most people try to do 10,000 steps in a day if they wear a fitness tracker. And many people who do yoga or other workouts will buy a mat, okay? They'll buy a yoga mat or a fitness mat. It's just something that you can roll up and you can roll out when you need to exercise. So when you roll it up, you roll it like this, right? So you roll up You roll up your fitness mat. This isn't my fitness mat. It's just a piece of paper. And then you roll it out on the floor when you want to do a small workout or do some exercises. And then one of the main, or two of the main goals when you work out is that you are trying to build strength and agility. So strength is simply your ability to lift heavy things. You want to be strong, so you like to improve your strength. Notice how those two words work. I want to be strong. I work out because I want to increase my strength. And agility is your ability to move quickly and precisely in a way. The opposite of agility would be clumsy, okay? But when you have good agility, you can quickly grab things and you can bounce a basketball. You can move quickly side to side when you are agile, okay? So notice again, you like to have agility. You would describe a person as being agile, okay? And there's also dexterity, which is your ability to grab and hold things quickly. Anyways, I want to say hi to the 644 people watching. We are just about through a lesson on exercise. It's awesome that you're all here. If you have never watched my videos, please hit that red subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. And by the way, if you come back tomorrow, there will be English subtitles. So if there was a part of this lesson that you didn't understand, come back tomorrow and find that part of the video and turn the English subtitles on and watch that 10-minute segment again, just to help you with your understanding. If you want to watch the whole video again and you have the time, that would be great as well. That would really help you. Let's see here. Alexa from Russia says, is yoga a kind of exercise? Small correction there. Absolutely. Yoga is a kind of exercise. Let's see here. Let's see. A lot of questions here are not. Oh, here's a good one from Hogan. Hogan's question is, hi, Teacher Bob. We know you have had heart surgery. Yes. So is there some restriction on when you work out daily? No, I need to be as fit as possible. I have no restrictions. The only limit is me. I do as much as I can, but certainly I have no restrictions. If I wanted to be a runner, I could do that. I used to be a runner when I was younger, but right now I find walking to be the best thing for me. Let's see here. Renata. So Renata says, what does it mean when someone has sinewy arms? So this is not a common description, but sinewy would mean you can see the muscles and the veins in the arm when the person flexes. Okay, when you flex, it means you make so here I'm not flexed, and then when you flex, you can see the muscle. I don't have sinewy arms, but someone who is a bodybuilder or weightlifter, you could describe that way. It's not a very common way to describe someone. Frankie from Hong Kong has the next question. Frankie says, Bob, does the Canadian government have any policies to encourage people in Canada to do more exercise? Do you think Canadians care about health problems? The government does have a few things they do. We used to have something called participation, and sometimes there's television commercials. The government used to give you a rebate if your kids were involved in sports, but I don't think that exists anymore. But the government is always trying to do some things to encourage people to exercise. Let's see here. This is kind of a funny one. Ken says, hello, Mr. Bob. Are biceps and guns have the same meaning? Usually a gun is a weapon. Yes. Thank you in advance. So some people do say, if they have really big muscly arms, they'll say, these are my guns, and then they'll say, what's the phrase? Sun's out, guns out, which they're talking about, having their muscles out in the sun. It's very much a slang term. But yes, some people will refer to their muscles as that. Leila Lacharmont gets the last question. Leila Lacharmont, anytime I eat a lot of sweets and ice cream, I hit the gym to work it off. Excellent. Perfect English sentence. I will read it again. Anytime I eat a lot of sweets and ice cream, I hit the gym to work it off. So what Layla is saying is, if you eat a lot of sugar, if you eat a lot of sugary sweet food, sometimes you hit the gym so that you can, instead of your body turning that sugar into fat, you hit the gym to burn off all of that extra sugar. Anyways, that's 45 minutes. That was a lesson on exercise. I want to say thank you to everyone who is here watching. Remember, do come back tomorrow and watch this video a second time with the English subtitles on if you need them. Listening to an English lesson twice can be boring, but it's very, very good for your understanding. So please do that. I'm Bob the Canadian. We will be doing another live tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You're welcome to come to that and ask any English questions. Thank you to Dave and Todd for working hard and for starting to experiment with how to make the chat good for everybody. I love it. And hello again to English Danny, who's here, and to all the other members. I saw a lot of names in green go by. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. I very, very much appreciate it. And I was going to say one last thing. Oh, if you did not watch last Tuesday's video, you should go watch it. I'm going to get the link for you right now. I did a short video this past Tuesday, and people did like it, so that was kind of cool. I talked about the difference between like and love, so let me just put that here for a sec. Please go and watch last Tuesday's video if you haven't yet. And there's the link for you. And I'm going to push the button and say goodbye. So goodbye, and I'm going to see some of you tomorrow.